The crypt doors have opened. The shadows are stirring. And I'm finally back. That's right. Big D is back. I'm back for season 4 of Guess What? You're Wrong. Now, after a brief hiatus, we're back and we're diving headfirst into some of the best and definitely some of the worst horror flicks that you can find. And as always, we're going to spoil the hell out of any movie we discuss. So grab your flashlights, hide your snacks, and crack a jar. It's time to get spooky.
Enjoy the show!
Now, before we get into this episode too far, I just got a little disclaimer here. First off, all audio used in this podcast is used under the protection of fair use. And as with all of my movie reviews that I do here on Guess What? You're Wrong, we spoil the hell out of everything we talk about, so you have been warned.
Glow a solitary figure where the Kandarian winds blow. His laughter echoes a deadite sound as he dances with shadows on haunted ground. Horror show.
Hello and welcome back to another motherfucker. It's been a long time episode. Oh, Guess What? You're Wrong. Yeah, it's been quite a bit, quite a while since I've actually gotten on it and done an episode. But you know, life happens. It is work, crazy. But I have seen a lot of good movies.
Yes, a lot of good stuff has come out, especially what we're talking about today.
Yes, today we are going to dive right into the first episode of season 4. Guess What? You're Wrong. We're going to be doing Sinners.
Couldn't start off with a better movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a decent movie. I mean,
decent.
it's
I've seen some, not bad reviews. I've just seen some people not love it, but most of the things I've seen I haven't seen anybody say it's bad. I haven't seen that yet.
I was reading a lot.
I'm not looking for it either, though.
I was reading a lot of people that were the things that they were pointing out that were wrong with the movie. You know, I was reading through them. Agree, disagree, you know, whatever. We'll get to that in a minute, though. Want to start off by actually, shit, I didn't pull this up on the IMDb.
Well, yeah, we can say it's directed by Ryan Coogler, who he's made a lot of good stuff recently. I would say the thing I know him for the most is Creed. He made the first 2 Creed movies, which Creed is also what I would consider another perfect movie. I love that movie as well.
That's pretty good too. It's another extension of the Rocky Balboa saga, so it's always good.
It's one of the few like reboot, re-sequel things that are actually good. Like it does it well because they bring in the old story well.
Yeah, you know, and at the top cast here, of course, we got Michael B. Jordan plays dual role.
Yeah,
and this was odd when the first time I saw this, I didn't realize that he was playing both characters.
How could you not have the same face?
Well, but they acted differently.
Oh, it is done perfectly well. Yeah.
It wasn't until about 40 minutes into the movie, I'm like, that's the same motherfucking guy.
Mm-hmm. They do really well too. Like anytime they're both on camera, it doesn't look like it's you know, because sometimes you see something like, especially from the 90s, early 2000s, where you can tell that like the green screen is there, or like the head replacement. But I don't know how they did it. They did it really well. There's a scene at the very beginning where he passes off a cigarette to smoke. Stack does, and it's seamless. Like it looks like there are two different people. It's crazy.
Did a good job. He did a good job with that. Then we have his film acting debut, Miles Catton.
Oh, dude, that's Sammy
Moore. Yeah,
he
preacher's
might
son.
be, to me, the standout performance personally. I think which is crazy. This is his first thing he's ever done.
But I think that that's what they were aiming for.
Oh, for sure. He felt great because, like, that's kind of the point. He's coming into this world that, this blues world that he loves, that he wants to step into. Also, this world of sinners, which is what the name of the movie is, which is another, like, it's just fascinating.
Yep. We have Saul Williams as Jedediah.
Yep.
Jedediah. That name always gets me. Jedediah. Andreen Ward Hammond as Ruthie. She's a cute girl too.
Yeah. She was the oh my gosh. Wait, who did I'm trying to remember the name Ruthie. It was that wasn't his wife, right? Smoke's wife?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because her name was, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what her name was.
Who?
Smoke's wife or ex-wife, I guess. I don't know.
That would be Beatrice. Is that who that is?
Here, let me look at the cast. I have to see her face.
Yeah, it's Beatrice because they don't have a picture over here.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, that'd be her. Okay.
Tanaj Jackson.
Oh, Tanaj. Yep, that is her. She was also in what was it? Lovecraft Country, which we watched. That was a good show.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was trying to remember where she looked very familiar when we were watching that.
Yeah.
I can't remember where I seen her from. But now that you said that, yeah, it puts it on there. Then we also have Jack O'Connell as Remick.
Oh yeah,
the Irish. Dave Maldonado as the guy's name is Dave Maldonado, and he plays a KKK Grand Dragon. Wow.
Wait, is that like a
Hogwood? Maldonado's a Spanish name, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, Mexican. I knew some people growing up that were Maldonados. Mexicanos.
Okay, so I just wanted to double check, and okay, we were incorrect. Her name is Wunmi Masaku. Her name is Annie, Smoke's wife. That's her name.
Okay.
So her actress name is Wunmi Masaku. Masako? I don't know how to pronounce it.
She's not even listed here in the IMDb.
Yeah, which is crazy. I don't understand. Like, they really messed up on that side. She's literally one of the main characters.
She's like important.
She's the reason they're alive.
So who's
she is. She's just very down on the list. I see her on here now. She's just very, very low for some reason. I don't know
why. Where? I don't see her.
I mean, here.
That's one of the top casts. Let me go to the complete cast. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Annie Wunmi Mosaka. Yeah, they got her way down there in the list. We go to the complete cast. Holy shit, that's kind of odd.
And I remember who Ruthie was, or Ruthie. I think that's what's his face? Oh my god. Oh my gosh. The big guy. I can't remember his name. Cornbread. That's his wife.
Cornbread?
Yeah, it's his wife.
I can't even find a picture of her anywhere. So why is she up higher on the? Yeah, that's who that is, of course. Why is she up higher on the list than?
I know. Than Annie. That makes no sense. I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah, IMDb messed that up. But anyway, I think we got most of the main cast out. I'm sorry.
Bo Chow.
We forgot about one of the best characters in the movie, Delta Slim.
Jamie Lawson, Berlin, Haley Steinfeld as Mary. There's a lot of people we didn't go over yet.
And Delroy Lindo as Delta Slim, which is one of the best characters in the movie.
That was good. He does that harmonica. He's going crazy. And that piano. Did a good job.
And the harmonica, yeah. And on the beers, the Irish beers.
Lee Yoon Lee as Grace Chow. That's pretty much the main. Who was Cornbread?
Cornbread is Omar Benson Miller.
Yeah, we got to mention. Yeah, there is. There, Omar Miller. That's a big boy.
He was great too.
He was big.
I've seen him in other things too. I can't remember what. I think he was in the first Transformers movie.
Yeah. So wow, I mean this Sinners. I had known when this was coming out. I knew that it was a vampire movie, and that's pretty much all I knew about it. I had no idea. I didn't watch any any trailers, anything like that, so I really didn't know what I was getting into until one of my coworkers was like, "You got to go see this movie. It's awesome." He starts explaining it to me, and I was like, well, "That sounds pretty fucking good." Blues, you're in the Blues Delta or the Mississippi Delta.
Yeah, in 32.
Yeah, the blue. That's awesome. I got to see that. Want to see how that was going to play into a vampire story. And that actually leads to some of the complaints about this movie, which I don't think. I'll give my thoughts on those complaints here in a second. But a lot of the complaints were they went into this as a vampire movie, but they didn't get any vampires until toward the very end.
See,
right.
I feel like personally to me, I think that's what really makes, I think, a good horror movie is, especially even a monster kind of horror movie, where the beginning gets you to care about the characters. That's mainly what you're focusing on. It's more of a character study and watching all these people grow and seeing how their lives lead into each other, and then watching it all get ripped apart.
Yeah, well, see, in this sense here, I went into the movie thinking it was a vampire movie, thinking that's what I was getting was vampires.
Yeah.
But then after my friend my coworker told me that it actually takes place in, Mississippi Delta, I had a little bit of an idea that it may not be completely that. So when I went into it, watching this first part of the movie, I really liked that first part of the movie. It being almost dusk till dawnish.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think
the first part of the movie, you have no idea it's vampires, and you don't know that it's vampires until shit hits the fan, kind of thing.
I believe
they did the same thing with Dusk Till Dawn.
Ryan Coogler said that his two biggest influences for this movie were from Dusk Till Dawn and The Faculty.
Yep. I see that.
The Faculty I get a lot too.
And well, I can see some of these people saying that they didn't get a vampire movie like they thought they were going to. Okay, fine. But me as a person who didn't know anything about the movie, that it was a vampire movie, if I would not have been told that it takes place and it's a blues type of movie as well, if I wouldn't have been told that, I don't know if I would feel the same.
Really?
Because I got a little bit a glimpse I was told a little bit of what it was of a different type of story. So I was prepared for that. If I had gone into this thinking it was a strictly horror vampire movie, and you don't get that really, I don't know. I don't think I would have not liked it because I love blues music, listen to blues music all the time, and I love Irish folk music.
Yep, and that's in there too.
So I mean, I think I would have liked the movie. I just don't know if I would have liked it as much.
Yeah, without knowing ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think if you can watch, sometimes people say, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to watch no trailers. I don't want no spoilers. I don't want nothing. I think trailers may help you out a little bit. If I would have seen some trailers, I would have been prepared for that. Yeah, I would have known, but I guess it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, to me, it's just kind of like, it's just a setting, like, and time. So you just see what's happening around in that setting, in that time. And it is truthful to what was going on around then. So it's just not, I don't know. I and like you said, I think one of the only two things I knew about the movie was the fact that it was a big blues homage. Like there's a lot of blues stuff in it, and it was a vampire movie. So I knew those two things. So you're right. I wasn't surprised there, but like you said, I like the blues and I like vampires. So everything sounded pretty cool to me.
Yeah. I mean, and I was reading through the people that didn't like the movie, and that was their biggest complaint was that they. So I don't think that's. I've already said I don't think that's a reason to not like the movie.
Yeah,
it's not a bad movie. I mean, we got the same thing with Dust Till Dawn with Tarantino. So
and people love that movie.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't. I don't think that argument for not liking the movie actually holds water.
No, me neither.
Because even if I wouldn't have known, I would have still liked the movie. Maybe just not as much as I actually do now. And I've heard other complaints about it.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard
with the race thing and everything.
Yeah, but in my opinion, that is a small minority. It always is, like with those complaints, because it's always just the loud people, like that.
Well, and I don't even care.
Yeah.
I don't even care if they're loud or if they're quiet. The point of the fact is I go to the movies to be entertained.
Yeah,
I don't go to movies to read into subtext and read into what are they trying to actually tell me. Is the movie entertaining when I get there?
Well, I
enjoy it.
I do sometimes, but it depends on the movie.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I watch the movies for entertainment reasons.
We'll get into some subtext later about this movie that I want to discuss.
I'll dig into stuff a little bit more for podcasts.
Yeah. But when you're watching it,
but when I'm watching it, I just watch it for entertainment reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not watching it to be told anything or taught anything. It's entertainment. Now I do see, the metaphors are abounding in this movie.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's hard not to make a movie that takes place during Jim Crow, and not have those metaphors in there.
Yeah,
especially about black folks,
even Irish people.
Yeah, exactly. And it's hard not to put those metaphors in there. And Remick even says, how he says that they did the same thing to his people.
Yeah.
Just like, what happened to the blacks in America. So that was a strong statement he said back there.
One of my favorite lines is later in the movie when he says, these words were forced upon my people, but they still bring me comfort. It was just like, man, yeah.
Yeah. So we have two brothers.
Yes, that
Smoke and Stack. They had left the plantations looking for a brighter life
in
Chicago.
And that brighter life had to do with a little mobster we know of named Al Capone. When they say that, I think that's so cool.
The thing is, either way, they were going to die.
Oh no, for sure, yeah, for sure.
The vampire didn't show up. The mob was going to show up and wipe them out. So either way, yeah. Well, did they really? I mean, I don't know. Yeah. But they come back to the Mississippi Delta because they're like, just like one of them, I don't remember which one says it. Rather deal with the devil we know than the devil we don't.
Exactly. Yeah. And I believe they even tell Sammy because he kind of wants to go out there too, and they're like, it's the same. It's the same. It's just at least we know people here. Yeah.
They got bigger buildings there. Nothing else different. But they're coming back with all this stolen money and stolen wine and stolen beer.
Yep. Irish beer.
They want to open up an Irish beer, which is pretty damn good beer, to tell you the truth. Irish beer is pretty good. But they want to open up a juke joint. So they buy this old broke down
sawmill, yeah.
And you can tell right from the fucking get-go here, this guy, what was his name? Hogward.
Yeah, he's like, the clan don't exist out here. It's like, sure.
You can tell right from the get go. You're like, this guy. You know, and that whole interaction with him and Smoke and Stack there inside the sawmill, it's pretty intense too. You know,
And I like it too because it does set up the end because they say, you didn't clean anything, like you didn't clean up the place at all, and yeah, they weren't planning on it.
Yep. So I mean, it's this whole scene here. It also does when they mention the KKK, you're like, it's like that. They mentioned it, so you know there's gonna have to be something with KKK coming.
Yeah.
Up.
I didn't think it was. I completely forgot about it because the whole movie was going on, and then till the end, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up.
Well, you know, there's a part when Remick first shows up at the farmhouse. I don't even remember what those. I don't care. Those actors.
Oh yeah, the two
husband and wife.
Yeah, husband and wife.
Remick is
middle of nowhere.
being chased by Comanche. Is that what he said? Or
I think they're Choctaw.
Choctaw.
Which actually, very interestingly enough, apparently during the Irish potato famine, the Choctaw people got really close to the Irish because they related to them, and they like donated like hundreds of dollars towards their famine relief. And I believe like in 2016, 2017, something like that, Ireland erected a statue, a kindred spirit statue, to acknowledge, you know, the friendship between the two people. So I just find it interesting that they're the ones chasing him and he's Irish and they're Choctaw. It's just interesting.
Yeah, they had
like, it's really cool.
Yeah. You know, he's being chased by the Choctaw, and you know, he comes into. I think we're skipping forward here a bit, but it's all right. We'll get around to it.
Oh yeah, we'll go back. But of course, immediately the moment he shows up, he's burning in the sun. And you're like, that's not good. That's not good.
But then, of course, they let him into the house.
Yeah, and as we know, which I love so much that they use this rule. I feel like it is rarely used in vampire stuff. But the fact that you have to invite them in, I just love that so much.
Yeah, and you know, the Choctaw guy, I hope you didn't let him in.
Yeah,
you don't know and then they tell him, well, the sun's going down. We got to get the fuck out.
That's why I love that too. The guys are like, hey man, like we were gonna try to help, but sun's coming down. We're not gonna die.
Yeah, we got to get out of here. But then we find out that, of course, Remick already took a big old bite out of the husband, and you know, come on and join the family kind of deal.
And while he's there too, he does see that they are KKK members. He sees the hood in the back.
He sees the hood and stuff in the background. So now that's what I thought the reveal was about the KKK. That's why I had skipped ahead like that, because when they mentioned the KKK, when Smoke and Stack are talking to Hogwood, whenever Remick shows up at the people's house and he sees the hoods and stuff there, I thought that was the big reveal for the KKK.
Oh, okay. He thought that was all they were going to touch with it.
Yeah, I didn't realize that in the end it was going to come back around. But
I do like how it comes back around.
Yeah, came out pretty good. Now what's next?
Basically, so they're using that money. They get their cousin Sammy,
preacher's boy.
Preacher boy. And so basically their dad, who wasn't a great man, apparently very abusive, was related to Sammy. That's other cousins, Sammy's dad.
Yeah,
and I just find it interesting that I'd have to assume that the reason why Smoke and Stack's parents, or why their dad was abusive, was because their own father was abusive. The Preacher Boy's dad and Smoke and Stack's dad, because one of them went to religion and the other one kind of continued that path. That's how I read it anyway.
I mean, that abuse is a learned trait.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So it always happens. So
I can see that absolutely.
And I love too. They get they go their separate ways. Smoke goes to go get the two Asian people.
Get the sign and
yeah.
the
And then
fish.
Stack and Sammy, they go towards Delta Slim.
Yeah.
And that's where we meet Delta Slim.
And this is also we had that big scene where what is it? Smoke? Is he the one that went in town?
Yes, yeah. I do love that. I love that scene where he teaches that little girl a lesson. He offers her like 10 cents and she goes, yeah. And he goes, no. Numbers. They always have to be in communication with each other. so give me another offer.
Yeah.
And just teaches her how to haggle. It's just a very sweet scene.
Yeah. He goes in and sees his old friend who is Bo Chow, plays Bo Chow. And tells him that he needs all this fish and all this stuff because he's opened up a juke joint. He's assigned to go over and get his wife, who is Grace Chow, played by Jun Lee, and they agree. They hop in.
She already learned that lesson because she haggles the price as well.
Yeah. He haggles that price, but then he's like, no, he takes the lower price plus the flowers.
Yeah.
And we find out later on why he needs those flowers.
Yes.
But we're not to that point yet. And then we go back to Stack, who's over.
They're by the way, they're driving on the way. Two things.
Oh yeah.
I love that we see Smoke teaching a young girl very useful advice about how to haggle. And then when we cut the Stack, he's teaching his young cousin about a girl's button.
Oral sex.
It's so funny. It just cuts to that.
Yeah. And then he starts playing too. This is when he first where he realizes, oh shit, this kid can play.
This kid's talented, which is also, we didn't even talk about this. It's very important, Sammy's ability to play. At the very beginning of the movie, they talk about that there are these people that their voices ring so true that they are able to somehow pierce the veil through time of the future and the past. And it's gonna come in later.
And that was a weird spin on everything too. But they do show how there have been different types of people throughout different cultures throughout time, and that was interesting.
That's one of my, because it's just, I'm fascinated because I'm sure you've seen the movie if you're listening to this. That's what Remic's after, and I just want to know how he found out about this, why he wants this.
Well, I don't know that he knows about it. He doesn't know about Sammy until he hears him singing.
Oh no,
he says that. That's what brought them to there, was because of the singing.
But remember, at the beginning of the movie, it also says because of that, it also attracts evil, and you see those red eyes at the beginning. So, and those are his red eyes. He's the alpha. So that's also makes me question: is it always him, or is it just an alpha vampire as a whole? Because
I'm sure we'll find out when they make part 2, because this
did make a lot of money. This did really well, and people liked it. So maybe
I'm sure they'll make a part 2. But then we get to the Delta Slim scene.
Delta's so good.
Sammy starts to pull out his guitar, and he's like, "Whoa, boy! This is my corner. No, this is mine." And this whole scene with Delta Slim, it's awesome.
He's just a great actor. I love that guy. He's a great actor, and I just love the haggling of him pulling out the Irish beer, and he's like, "Ooh, what's that, boy? What you got there?"
As much as you want, ice cold too,
and $40. Which I remember, it's so funny because you're $40 now. It's like, it doesn't sound that much, but back then that was a good chunk of change.
Oh yeah, and then ice cold beer.
Yeah,
that's something you didn't see very often.
Yeah.
This is the 20s. They didn't have refrigeration. Refrigeration. You had a big old cooler basically, and they threw ice in it.
Yep.
So to have an ice cold beer on top of that, it being an Irish beer, was like, oh shit! I must have died and gone to damn, blues heaven or something. Irish beer.
Just don't ask where we got it.
Yeah. But this is also when we first see Jamie Lawson as Perline.
Oh yeah, Sam's little crush.
You know, when I first saw her in this movie, my first thought was, "Damn, she's all sweaty. She probably stinky."
They bring that up later.
And then I'm thinking, this is the 20s.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody probably stinks.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much deodorant going around that time.
Yeah, you just kind of get used to it.
Yeah, get used to that natural smell. But she's a good-looking girl too. I mean, I saw that. I was like,
Oh, Sammy thinks so too. So too. Even though she's a married woman.
She says that, but is she really?
I think so. Because again, this movie is called Sinners. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So it just makes me, that's just part of me. I'll believe her.
That's true. I mean, I don't. Did they show a ring?
Yeah, I mean, she might have taken it off because
they never. I mean, they never made reference to her husband at all.
No, they do make one reference whenever she gets to the party.
Yeah, Sammy asks, "Is your husband coming?"
Yeah.
No. But see, I think she's lying. That's a sin too.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. I just think I don't know. I found it more interesting.
She's a thinner.
That
she's a thinner either way.
Yeah.
But I forget what. Sorry. Oh yeah, then we bust out with Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
Mary. Where does she come from? What else was she in?
She's in a bunch of stuff.
Oh wait, she was in. That's the girl from Bumblebee.
Yeah. She's in a lot.
That's what I remember her from though.
She plays Gwen Stacy in the Spider-Verse movies. She's
I don't care about that.
Yeah, she's in a lot of stuff.
I remember her from Bumblebee though.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Shame they never made a second one of those.
She was in True Grit. That was a prequel to that The Rise of the Beast or whatever.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Bumblebee was.
Oh no! I think I meant True Grit. I was like, hold on, what was?
No, Bumblebee. Bumblebee was the prequel to that Rise of the Beasts or whatever.
Yeah, it was still the same Bumblebee there. Yeah,
same. But I know your name.
When we get to her, it's so weird. I love the bit where he's like, yeah, but you left, so I figured you knew we broke off. It's like, yeah, I did until you fucked me, whatever, and then
you licked my coos and
coos. I've never heard it called that before, except in this movie. I was like, no, I've never heard coos.
Yeah.
I knew what they meant immediately, but I was just like, coos, interesting, okay.
Well, that's what. And Sammy's over there is like, that's some white woman. There's a white woman over there.
And then by the time she's done chewing him out and she leaves, he's like, I don't know if she might be black. I don't know if she's white.
Yeah, the way she goes off, it was just kind of funny.
I mean, find out later she is part black.
Yeah, her dad. I think her dad was half black or something like that.
Yeah. I think her mom.
Her mom. Yeah, one of them. One of those folks was half black.
Yeah.
Then we go. Ooh.
We meet Cornbread.
Yeah, well, we have the Cornbread's not yet, is it? Don't we have the scene with Smoke and his old lady and the flowers first?
I think Cornbread is first because they would definitely I believe after their little passion scene is when we head towards then it's Remick and then it's the club opening.
Yeah,
she's the last one because she's the cook.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure
I know we're switching back and forth between the two, things. But anyway, he goes. This is that scene too. They're driving down the road, and these roads are like deep south, old school Mississippi roads, dirt roads. It's nothing. They didn't have no pavement back then.
Yeah.
We're driving down, and this is that one scene where they Delta Slim.
Oh my God.
The road workers.
This is my second. This is either my first. This is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. One or two. It's up there for sure.
With the chain gang. What did you say? Do you remember what he says?
I don't know. He just says keep he said keep your heads up. That's what he says. Keep your heads up.
Keep your heads up. Keep standing up
Yeah. And then one of those guys fire a gun in the air, and then he sits back down. And Sammy's like,
story.
Did you know those guys? He's like, I knew all of them. And he goes down this long story about them getting basically jailed and then turned into performers for them for hire. Not even for hire, because they're getting, actually they do get some money, because they
got a lot of money.
They're putting their hats out and they're getting money. Yeah. So they're out there working for these people. That grabbed him, that arrested him, pretty much.
Was the police.
Yeah, that arrested him.
Yeah.
And then Sammy asks, "What'd you do with the money that you got?" He's like, "I drank it."
Yep.
And then he talks about one of his friends, though, that was planning on buying a ticket out of here, going to Chicago or wherever he was going. I can't remember. And some white guy found him, or some cop. No. I can't remember exactly.
What happened was, instead of just pulling out enough money to pay for the ticket, he pulls out this whole wad of cash.
That's what it is. And then some people see him,
and they're like, "Whoa, how did you get this money?"
Yeah. They make up some bullshit story about how he stole that money from some white guy and then raped that dude's wife. And they beat him. They beat his ass. They lynched him, and they cut off his manhood.
Yeah, and that's when we learned something deep about Delta Slim there.
And then I love it's very haunting with the scene, because he's telling the story, and there are noises in the background like describing like all the actions, like it's the music, it's happy, because they're playing for all the white folk, they're switching it up, they're having a good time. And then once it starts hitting to the darker part of the story, you hear the lynching sounds and the cutting sounds, and it's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
it's heavy sound. And then I think this is the reason why I love this scene, is he's sitting there with this dreadful story, and he has like this scene where he like half smiles, and he starts humming, and he starts banging the car.
You got to get car back there, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
It says they start playing the blues. That's where the blues came from.
It is the perfect depiction of why it exists. Like that's why I love that scene. It's like, because this is a movie about blues, and it just shows like, yeah, this is the reason why we have it.
Yep.
It comes from this darkness, this sadness, this experience that these people went through.
Yeah, I mean, even modern blues, it's not, modern blues isn't all played by black folks anymore.
Yeah.
There's some, I guess they're white. I don't know. I've never looked into them, but it basically stems from having times in your life where you were distraught.
Yeah.
Your life was hard. You had a hard life. And that's where we learned that the blues come from. This whole time period in the 20s and before, I mean, we had legalized racism pretty much.
Yep. With Jim Crow, yeah.
And it was a terrible time in American history. It's a huge mistake that we should definitely learn from going forward. But it's hard not to see a movie like this that takes place during this time period and not have that in the movie.
Oh yeah, no, of course. Like, again, this is a movie about the blues. How can you not have an explanation like that, or at least a way to show like, this is how that stuff was made. This is the reason why it was made. Oh. Yeah, and also, I just love too. I think it's a very minimal part, but I do think, because at the very beginning, when Delta meets Sammy, and he's like, "I'm a blues player," he goes, "You don't know nothing about the blues."
Hey, you're a kid or something like that.
Exactly, and that's what it is. Because Delta has gone through shit. He's an adult. He has gone through like all that. So in his brain, in his head, he's like, you don't know anything about how to make the blues. But that's where he's wrong. Sammy has had the experience. He might be 18, 16, 17, but he still worked the fields. He still he still lives in Mississippi during 32. He's experienced racism, trust me. Like he knows. And that's why I love too. The main thing he sings about is his father. It's not even anything outside. It's his dad he's singing about. Yeah.
And when he starts playing his guitar, I mean, that's to me.
You know immediately.
When I started listening to blues, it was because of guitar.
Yeah.
I love that guitar. And then when Sammy starts playing the guitar, you're like, oh man.
And you know, that immediately once he starts singing too, you're like, wow, this kid's got it.
That voice doesn't belong in that kid. What I thought,
He is very deep. Yeah, you're right.
Where'd that voice come from? But so then we get to the juke joint. I will speed up here.
Wait, we got to be Annie real quick, because we do see him bringing the flowers to his son's grave.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
The baby's grave.
The whole scene. She's a hoodoo practitioner.
Yes.
Ancient from Africa. It's a pre one of the pre-Christians. Kind of later on, it was kind of intertwined with Catholicism a little bit, with the saints and stuff. But she's a hoodoo practitioner. So he goes to see her.
And his son.
The first thing he does, the flowers that he got from what's her name now? Forget. Grace Chow. We see him laying those flowers on a gravestone, and then we learn that Annie and him had a child at some point, and we learned later on in the movie that it was a baby. The child died as a baby. Wasn't
And I noticed this the second time. I didn't notice this the first time, but there is a little placard with baby feet. Like, one of those things where like you it's like clay and you put the feet in there and it makes the foot imprint. It's on there. It's like, that's this baby.
Damn it, man! It was bad when a child dies.
I know it's even sad because we don't even know what it is, but of course it's in the 30s. They didn't have great medicine. It could have been anything.
Yeah, it could have
literally been anything.
Yeah, it could have been.
It's really sad. And of course, that's a big reason, probably again, why they split. Probably why Smoke even left is because he couldn't handle it. Grief.
Well, probably that. I mean, I think the reason originally why they left, because this is one of the things we left out. They went off to the war. They were in World War I.
Oh yes, you're right. You're right.
So that's the reason why they left initially. I think when they came back from the war, they had other plans on, going to meet Al Capone.
I do find it interesting too, because Smoke is the one that very much feels like a veteran. Stack feels way more like loose. Like it definitely feels like he was never a soldier, but I guess he definitely was. They both were veterans.
Yeah, they were, and we see that when he pulls out. I think, but they both have them, the M1911s. When I first saw that,
actually, I think they do. Yeah.
When he pulled that out, I was like, "Ooh, that's a beautiful gun. That's a beautiful gun." M1911, America's own original 45 caliber. Woo! Give me chills just thinking about it.
But with that, we also learned too that Annie, this whole time while he was at war, while he was gone, he had a I can't remember what the bag was called. Mojo bag, Mojo bag, and Annie believes it's been keeping him safe. He doesn't 100% believe in it. Obviously, he doesn't believe in the hoodoo, but he still wore it every day. So,
well, we find out that comes in handy later on.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
In the movie, I mean, it was helping him and it was protecting him, because there's a point later on where he's being attacked, and they're trying to bite him in the neck, and they can't because that bag is right there.
It's his own. It's a spoiler, but it's Stack trying to bite him.
Yeah,
he literally can't pass it.
Yeah, so we know that her hoodoo was working. It was working.
Well, we knew from the beginning. She was right about everything. Everything she said, it's like, yep, you're right.
Yeah, she was the first one. I mean, well, first we get to the juke joint. They're having a big old party. Place is packed.
Yep.
Smoke is a little upset. I think he's the one that's upset about the money.
Yes, because people are coming in, and I like this too. Because this was a real fact is a real part of history. Is these people? Yeah, the wooden coins, and they bring them back, and they're like, look, these people work hours and hours out on those picking, and this they want somewhere that feels like home. They want somewhere where they can go and relax and be with their own people. And I understand that you're not going to make a whole lot of money in some places, but overall, more people come in. It's gonna even out. That's That's what Stack and Annie believe. Smoke though is not about that. He's like, we're here for real hard cold cash.
He said something. I remember when we were pushing whores in somewhere. Did you take credit or something like that?
Yeah. He's like, well,
no, that's different.
That was Chicago. Yeah, that was Chicago. This is Delta.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like I do agree with Stack and Annie a little more, just because you gotta realize where you're at, your clientele. Like, yes, of course you want to make money. This is a business, but it's also not their fault that you stole all this shit from Al Capone.
Yeah, and I think that's his main worry.
Yeah, that is exactly. Yeah,
we got all this money, all this booze, everything, because we ripped off the biggest mobster in the land.
Mm-hmm.
We need to make some money so we can get the fuck out, do something with it.
At the very least,
I get that.
At the very least, if he comes for our kneecaps, if we have more money, we can give that to him, and hopefully he'll be not kill us.
I mean, I get that, but then I do, you know, you do have to know your clientele. You have to know where you're setting up a juke joint in the Mississippi Delta. You're not setting up, you know, a juke joint in Chicago.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, and I remember when I was little, there was a saying that I'm broke. I don't even have 2 wooden nickels to rub together.
Yep.
And I never really
put that together. Yeah.
Put it together until I saw this, and I was like, I forgot about the wooden nickels. Yeah.
I am poorer than poor can be. Like that's how crazy that statement is.
I mean,
I didn't know there's getting nickels. Yeah,
nickels out of wood.
It's again, it's a part of history like you don't really think about until like at least I didn't when I was a kid, because you heard that before. But then when you get older, it's like, damn, that's fucking insane.
It is. But they're having a good time here. I mean, there's a blast, you know.
Delta's up there playing the piano, killing it.
Man, this is the scene where Sammy gets to find that button.
No. We get that after he plays. He has to play first.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all in this whole scene, the same scene.
Yeah.
Coming up after Delta plays, well, then Haley.
Haley comes in.
What's her? That's not her. Mary.
No, yeah, Mary. Yeah,
Mary.
Little Mary.
Haley. Yeah, she comes in and they're like, you know, at first Cornbread doesn't. He's like, ma'am, I think you might be in the wrong place. And she
knows
tells
his
him
name.
how it is. Yeah, she tells him how it is, and he's like, Little Mary. So, yeah. She gets on in there.
She clearly was raised with these people as a kid.
Yeah. And we find out, we know, we hear the story how her mom was half black, but she was raised with the white side of her family to keep that mark off of her, kind of deal.
Yeah. Well, except Smoke and Stack, I guess their mama died, so she ended up nursing their mom. Ended up nursing them as twins. Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, she was still lactating. So
yeah, she was able to. Like, that just shows how close the relationship is, like how close they are as people.
You know, and back in the day, they had nursemaids, you know, milkmaids. That's what they did. They would find.
Yeah. Well, was it milk then, or was it more towards like
that was? I mean, it happened a lot.
Okay. So it was just a thing back then. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was throughout history. If there was somebody in the village or in wherever you're living, if they had a baby and you couldn't provide, somebody else would do it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a forbidden thing like it is now. You know, no, you ain't gonna. You know,
well, I don't know if it's a forbidden. It's just one of those things where it's like now we have formula, so you don't really need to.
Kind of frowned upon formulas. Yeah, we're not going to get into that, but
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, you don't. It's not necessary, but like, if I don't know, I wouldn't mind, like, if my kid, like, if my wife happened to pass away and somebody else, like a close friend, was like, I wouldn't mind. It's probably better for the baby's survival overall.
Yeah. And that's how it was looked upon in the past.
Yeah. Hey, well, yeah, dude, the baby needs to eat. It needs to get the food somewhere. There's nowhere else to get it but a boob. So,
but we do find out. I mean, we learn a little bit about in this whole bit of scene here. We learn about Mary's past. when she's confronted. Smoke's telling him, "You need to get her out of here. Take care of it now." And Stack goes down and talk to her, and we learn a little bit about. We learned this whole thing about her mother being half black, or about her being was it her mother? Yeah, her mother was half
her
black.
mom's half black, so she's like a quarter.
Yeah. So we learned about this whole, and then how she was raised in that culture, in the black culture in the Mississippi Delta. So that's why she was so widely accepted by everybody there.
And we also learned too that Stack is trying to protect her, and that's why he got her a husband and a farm.
A rich white husband.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. What he said. Yeah.
Yes, because he doesn't want her to get hurt. He doesn't want her to get hurt just by coexisting with them, just by living near them.
Yeah, and that's she says that's not what I wanted. It's not what I ever wanted.
And again, he doesn't care because he just wants her safe. Which I get both sides. I understand both. I understand where both of them are coming from. Because again, in Mary's brain, like this isn't for her. It's not any different. But in Stack's mind, he's like, yes, I understand you see it that way, but the world outside won't see it that way.
Yeah,
and they will hurt you to get to us, or they will just hurt you because they see you as other, just like us.
Well, if she's still seen widely as a white woman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So if she would have been seen with Stack in public, in kind of a relationship, they probably would be dead.
Yeah.
Well, so
I don't know about after the war. I think Smoke and Stack can handle themselves now.
Yeah, they can handle themselves, but when you got a whole town that I don't know.
Yeah, that's when you drive out the town. That's when you leave. That's when you pack up and go.
Yeah, and this is this next part is when Sammy takes the stage.
Yep, good old Delta Slim.
And we really get they go over when Sammy starts playing. They start going over that like what they said at the beginning again. That every so often there's somebody. What do they say?
That speak words so true. That sound is so true that they're able to pierce the veil through time, basically.
Yeah, time and space. Yeah, and this is an interesting scene.
This is, I think, the coolest scene of the movie. Like visually, it's one of the most creative things I've ever seen. I think it's just because the idea is crazy, but I love it because the first shot. That's when I love it too because the cut, the way it's shot. It's right when the narration, which by the way, it's Annie, which makes sense because she's the one that knows about the hoodoo and all that stuff. But when it says time, right when it says time, it cuts to the. Now here's the thing: this future looking dude, he could be from the 70s or he could be from like 2050. Like it's very like he could be either or.
With his outfit and a guitar.
Either way, it's the future for them. It's the future for them. But it's awesome.
They spin around, and as they spin around through the crowd of people dancing, now the majority of the people there are black, so there's a lot of African tribal music being played as they spin around because it goes through time.
Yeah, and it's reflecting the people are there.
Yeah, and then it's like when it goes past the Chinese people.
Yeah, you see their kind of culture, like dancing and stuff. You see, like even like the Chinese dragon head thing, like moving around and stuff. Like it's pretty cool. I love too. You have to that little pan shot of the girls twerking in the kitchen. It's like, yep.
I saw that and I was like,
it always makes me laugh. I love it. It makes me laugh every time.
Then they had the whole DJ scratching records.
Yep.
The
guys break dancing out on the ground.
Yeah, like the Run DMC looking guys right out there. It was an interesting scene. I think it was ballsy on the behalf of Coogler to put this kind of a scene in this type of movie, because it could have very easily not been as easily as it was accepted as part of the movie and a part of the story. It could very easily been not accepted.
Yeah, I think people could have seen it as like weird for sure. Yeah. But I think they set it up well enough at the beginning, especially with dude, just how awesome that kid's voice is and his playing. Like
Yeah.
it does feel transcendent in a way, which is
Like
awesome that it works.
he said, he's singing about his dad, singing
Dude,
about his father.
yeah, I love that little intro where he's like, I made this song for my dad. Or he's like, my name is Preacher Boy on the account of my father being a preacher. And then he says, I wrote the song for him. And then it's about basically how he's like, look, Dad, I love you. But I gotta go. I gotta go my own way.
Yep. And this is where we see the magic of his voice, not only inside the juke joint, but it expands out to touch like all of reality kind of thing, you know.
That's what I love about the visualization. He's literally burning the house down. He's burning the house down. That's how good he is.
And we see them, you know, the house is on fire all around them, and everybody's still there dancing, going at it. And that's when we see our three vampires, Remick and I can't remember the other two people's names.
I love too the song. If you notice it, when it's doing it, it goes from the song and it hits a high note and then it starts sounding like the Irish music, and it's really cool. It's really cool.
And when we see that, and they pop up on the scene because they're like, "Oh, what was that?" You know, and this is why, you know. I know it's left for interpretation as to why Remick is actually there.
Here's my take or idea from it. I think he wants Sammy. I think he wants that ability because I think he wants to. Again, he has like we find out when he bites people, he gets basically like they become symbiotic. Like he has their memories, they feel his pain. So he clearly, if you were to get Sammy in his group or in his, I don't know what you call a pack, clan, okay, his vampire clan, then he would have that ability. It would be in his, not in his blood, but it would just be in his crew. So I think he just wants to be able to, I guess, see his culture. Like that's the only thing I can think. And
I think that's where it comes to, but I don't know why. I don't think that's why he's there. Because if you look at it, he needs a family because he's always talking about a family and how now we're all equal. We're all the same now. We're all a big part of we're a big family.
Yeah, he's like part of one, basically.
But when we first see him, he's running from the Choctaw, and he's running in daylight. So it tells me first off that his family that he had at the time must have been killed off.
I didn't even think about that. So maybe he had others. Yeah,
he's running from the Choctaw, trying to find refuge, and I think he stumbles onto these people, this whole scene with Sammy and everything like that. I don't think that he was necessarily there only for Sammy. I think that was like a
happy coincidence.
Yeah, a very happy coincidence for his part because he's like, "Oh, you're special."
Yeah, he's like, "You're." I don't know. It's because also think about it too. If let's say his family, like his vampire family, let's say they were all Irish, right? Let's say they were all his descent. They were all like literally his family and his vampire family. Let's just say like that's what it was. If he had that ability, because also here's the thing too, they're able to visually see what's happening. At least that's how I read that personally. I read that when they looked at that house, they were able to visually see those people in time that were there. Us humans couldn't, but they could. So maybe he literally wants to be able to bring his family back, him to be able to see them again. And with his ability, he'd be able to do that.
I think it's a stretch, but okay. I give it to you.
Look, again, that's what I like about it too. You can have any reading. You could come up with any kind because it works. I think that works too.
And then we have Remick and his crew wanting to come in, and this is when we first really find out that look, you need to invite us in there, and we'll come on in there and we'll pay. We got money. We'll play music and we'll drink, but you got to invite us in.
And they play a little jig, a little music, and they sound pretty good. Not so bad.
That's a little Irish folk tune jig there that they were doing.
Like pick poor Robin clean, like that, something like that. It sounded good. It is eerie though that they are all in sync, like they're perfectly in sync, and it's like that's a little creepy.
But they do get sent away. Of course, Smoke and Stack trying to reason. They're like, look, there's probably a lot of other places out there that you feel more comfortable at.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, come on, you're at a juke joint. This is not. You're white, obviously. And they're like, well, we'll walk away, but we're gonna walk away slowly, just in case you change your mind.
And they're still playing while they're walking off too.
And of course, there is somebody that changes their mind. Mary.
Yeah, what is it? She wants to.
She's like, they got money. She says, let me go out there because she's still seen as white. Let me go out there and talk to them, feel them out, see if they really do have money.
Yeah.
Because if they do, fine, we'll just let them in and they can drink and we'll just take their money. So they're like, Stack's like, okay, go feel them out. See what you think.
I think he gives her a knife too, right? Or a gun. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. She goes out there, starts talking to them. They have gold, like ancient gold coins.
Yeah, they have something old.
Yeah. So she's like, oh shit. All right.
Money.
But then things start getting a little freaky.
Because I believe she
He's
mentioned
drooling.
Oh, that's what it is. That too.
Right?
Yes.
He's drooling. He's like salivating, like
looking at her.
It's just like pouring out, and you're like, oh fuck.
And she mentions her mom and how she passed away recently.
Oh yeah.
And
I wish I could have been there to save her from that pain.
And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about, but we didn't need that. I didn't need that.
Yeah.
And that's when he gets up to go away. And I love this shot because you see Remick like slightly get up and then he just jumps. Yeah. Like he just is in the air.
Oh, because she turns away and starts like running back toward the juke joint.
Yep.
And he does. You see, she's in focus, but behind her you can see Remick stand up and do that.
He basically just flies up in the air, heading towards her to most likely definitely bite her.
We don't see what happens. Right. We don't know what happens. Next thing you know, we're back inside the juke joint.
No, we're not actually. The next shot is Mary coming towards the outside with cornbread, and she asked.
But we're seeing it's seen from inside the juke joint out.
Okay.
And as she comes up and she's like, I need to be invited back. This whole thing. Can I come in and invite me in?
Yeah, bring me back. Let me in, cornbread. And he's like, of course. Yeah.
Come on in. Yeah.
Because what is he supposed to know?
And that's your first hint that something is awry.
But that's the thing too. I thought because again, I saw the trailer, and in the trailer you do see her as a vampire. So no matter what, I was like, she's gonna become a vampire.
I should watch the damn trailer because I still haven't seen any of the trailers.
Yeah. So I was like, she's gonna be a vampire. And what's interesting is she also asked for an invite the first time with cornbread. So I was like, is she already a vampire? Is she already a bad guy? But then you find out she is. I'm like, okay.
No,
it was still cool.
But this, she goes up to Stack.
Yep.
Says, yeah, they got money, whatever. Says, she says something about motioning him to go over into the side room for a little hanky. And he says something. He says something like, well, you're married or something like that. And she's, what, are you too good to steal his pussy now or something like that? Isn't that what you said that earlier? Something. I remember she said something like that. And I was like, wow, shit. All right. He wants a little bit. They do head off to that little side closet that they have up there toward the front of the juke joint.
Yeah.
And they're getting freaky deaky. We have an inkling, but we still don't know for sure if there's anything weird about Mary.
And while this is happening too, we have Smoke is dealing with like some dude was cheating at the cards table.
Yep.
And he has like a razor, cuts another dude in the face. So he asked Sammy to go get some bandages or something in the closet. and that's what
he says. Go get Stack.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. And he goes in there, opens the door, sees stuff's happening. He's like, okay, closes the door. And I love, this is one of my favorite lines. Delta Slim is oh, by the way, because Cornbread went to go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, Cornbread
went to go pee.
I gotta take a piss.
Yes. And so Delta Slim take it over the door. And one of my favorite lines, he's like, oh, he busy, ain't he?
Yeah, because earlier he says, have you seen Stack? And he's like, yeah. He said, go ahead, you can go in there. That's when he opens up the door and he sees Mary riding him. Oh, he busy, ain't he?
It's so funny. Just the way he delivers it. He's so good.
And then Sammy goes and tells Smoke, hey, sorry, he's busy. Well, you need to go in there. He's like, I ain't going in there and do it by myself.
He's like, oh, God damn it.
So yeah, then Smoke goes over there, opens up the door, and what do we see?
Well, at first you see her on his neck, and so and you know, you would think, you know, just give it her a hickey, do the hickey, or you know, just make, you know, whatever. Until she gets up and her face is covered in blood and sharp teeth, and her eyes are yellow.
And we Stack on the ground, bleeding out.
Yeah,
twitching.
Still alive.
And Smoke pulls out his 45, empties a magazine in there.
By the way, he has two. He has the dual things. He pulls them out.
Oh, yeah, he does. He's dual wielding it there.
It took me back to Guardians of the Galaxy 2 whenever Peter finds out that his dad killed his mom, and he immediately pulls out his guns and just it's like same thing. He's just immediate, just
yeah. But she gets up.
Yeah, like nothing. Like it was nothing.
Gets up, runs outside. We see Smoke sitting there holding Stack. Distraught, obviously. I mean, he's like, I was supposed to keep him safe. Yeah, you know, I always kept him safe. Well, you failed this time, baby. I'm telling you.
Hey, man, how was he supposed to know? It is really sad though, because I mean, of course, I think anybody who's dying, they are scared, but that's what he literally says. That he's like, I'm scared.
Yeah,
can't do anything.
I mean, and this whole next few scenes here is, it's all. This is where the horror vampire thing. I mean, it starts with Remick, you know, and Mary.
Yeah.
But we don't really see anything with that. But now with Mary and Stack, we saw it.
Yeah.
We see blood fucking spurting everywhere and it, you know, it's nasty. So now we know, oh, we're in the shit now.
What's going on? Something's happening.
He dies, you know, of course, Stack dies. So they go out, they lock the door up, they close it behind them. And they're dealing with I
think while this is happening, I think it might be while he's holding him or whatever, we see Cornbread get got. He's out there peeing. He sees, he hears like stuff moving, but you see the eyes out in the woods.
Yeah. Now, but at this scene here, they're dealing with, isn't it Cornbread that comes up to the door? Yeah. It's like, hey, let me back in.
They close the joint first, so they get everybody out.
Oh, that's right. Everybody leaves. And this is when I saw these people scattering through the parking lot, I'm like, dude, you guys are all fucking guys.
Yeah, dude. It's like, because they literally just turned Cornbread out there. So I'm like, dude, you're just getting more bodies out there for them to use.
Now you got, but whatever, dozens of people now are.
Yeah. So they all go out there. I think Bo is also one of the people that leave because he's going to go get the car.
Yeah, that's what his wife was just like. We need to go. We need to get
our daughter. Like, we got to worry about our kid.
So you go get the car, Bo. Pull it around, and we'll get out of here. Well, we know that doesn't turn out very well.
So that's when we see Cornbread.
Yep. And he's like, "Well, just let me back in." And
because they just find out he finds out Stack's dead. He's like, oh well, he needs consoling.
Yeah,
you let me come in, and Annie is not having that shit.
Yeah, Smoke's a little confused. He's like, I mean, of course, he's PTSD type of thing, you know. His brother just died, and he's, what the hell are you saying to me? Kind of thing.
Annie's the one that's like,
no.
Why would you need permission to come in? You've been coming in and all night. You're a big guy. You can move past us. It's like, why do you need permission now? And of course, he's like, this girl's acting crazy. This man, he needs consulting right now. Blah blah blah. And that's when she comes to the and in her words at this moment, she describes him as a haint.
Haint.
Which
The ghost.
just it's a spirit. It's she believes he's like a demon or something. She doesn't really exactly understand what he is right now. And I believe he asked for his money because he was like, "Hey, look, at least I'm gonna have to walk back home because you were my ride. At least give me my money." And Smoke goes out, hands him his money across the doorway, and he grabs him, about to go bite him, but Smoke, with that quick draw hand, shoots him in the head before he could do it.
Knocks him back and it leaves some permanent damage on Cobra's face.
Which is interesting. I find interesting because these vampires don't heal like normally. They get scars. We see in a bit Stack revives. He gets up and he runs out the door. Later on, when we see him again, we see the scar from his neck bite, but it's like the scar is there, but it's healing.
Yeah.
So they can get scarred. They don't fully heal, which I find interesting.
And another piece of, they still use the word haints in the South.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it was a hoodoo thing when I first saw the movie, and then you're the one that told me no, it's just a South thing. That's just a thing people say in the South.
My buddy, did I tell you that whole thing about my buddy Tom?
Yeah.
When I was staying at a hotel, and I saw some fucking ghosts in there. I'm like, I was like, I kept seeing shit, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna stay in this hotel anymore.
Yeah.
I told my buddy Tom, he's like, "Oh, you seen the haints?" I was like, I ain't heard that one since my Mimo was, all right. They still use that, so
that was just cool. I've honestly never heard that term, so it's just really cool. Learn history.
Yeah. Watch a horror movie and learn a little history.
This one especially. But then that's right after that he dips, and then we see Stack get back up. Stack's behind the door. There's a funny line when Smoke looks inside and he goes, "Stack, is that really you?" He's like, "No, it's Jim fucking Crow." This is a good line. He breaks down the door, runs out, heads toward Remick and Annie and all their people. Oh, but before that, we do get the scene where he's gonna bite somebody, and Annie throws some pickled garlic juice on his face.
Pickled garlic, that sounds good, dude.
It burns him, which again, I just love the fact that almost all the basic vampire rules, they all work in this universe.
Yeah. And there's that fucking scene. They find this guy behind the bar with apparently his blood all around him. So like, how the hell did he get bit? They drag his ass out, lock him out, and then they make everybody go around and eat a clove of garlic.
Yep.
And it turns out that it was just fucking a bottle of wine on the ground. Yeah. And the guy's outside. He was passed out because he was drunk. He comes to, he's banging on the door. "Let me in. I'll pay my tab. I'm sorry. He has no idea what the hell's going on.
That's what I love too, because he's like,
the cornbread takes him out.
At this time, that's when Remick and all the people are starting to do the Irish jig outside, and he's like, "There's a lot of freaky ass white people doing some weird shit out here." Open the door.
And the thing was, there wasn't a lot of white people. There was only 3.
Yeah, I think I think it's just the music, like he's just associating it because it is an Irish jig.
But that whole scene, I don't even remember what's that song that they're singing.
It is a nice song. I like it.
I've heard it so many times. Let's see, what song do they sing? Rocky Road to Dublin.
Yeah, Rocky Road to Dublin. Yeah.
Yeah, and that song, I have heard that song covered by different bands, both in like a rock metal type of Celtic music, as well as like a Enter the Haggis type of more middle of the road Celtic type of music. Yeah. And it's pretty I love that song. Dude, and when I heard that song, I was like, "Oh, I know that song."
And the scene is awesome too, because again, I love just that. Even we do get a point where Annie even talks about it, where she's talking about the vampires, how like she's basically saying all the stuff how to kill them. Classic garlic, wouldn't stake through the heart. We can burn them burning them. We'll do it. And she talks about how they are part of a hive mind. She even says like they feel his pain. Which it's just interesting because I don't think I've ever, that's a part of vampire lore I don't think I've ever seen, which is just that's an interesting like new thing.
Yeah, well, they're all connected, and this is where they also get the idea that maybe we can save Stack if we just kill the leader.
And she's like, no, that's not a thing. Sorry.
Not gonna happen.
But as I was saying, I just love that symbiosis because they're all singing the song, even though they would obviously have never heard of that song in their lives. But because he knows it and it's part of his history, they all know it.
And they're all dancing around a huge circle, which is culturally with the Irish.
Yeah, and he's in the middle, like like
he's doing it with the fast beat. I thought that was a fucking awesome scene.
That scene is hype. It is like because it just I feel like a lot of people have been using it for memes where it's like it's just like a hype track because everybody's hyping him up. They're all like, "Yeah, man, you're doing it." They're shaking him and stuff in the middle of the crowd. Yeah, it's a good scene.
Yeah, I love the scene. And it's not long after this that Bo Chow comes up and is like, "Oh, come on, honey, I got the car ready."
Yep, and Remy's with him.
It's actually right after Cornbread takes down that guy.
Yeah, because they come up.
Just walks up nonchalantly, like, "Hey, I got the car ready. Let's go."
And he's still chewing on him in the corner, but he's just talking like he's like, "Come on, let's go."
Let's go.
Yeah.
She's like, "No," and then that's when Remick comes up and he's like, "We know everything about each other now," and he starts talking to her in Chinese.
Yes, and he starts saying like, it's like, and I, starts talking about their kid, but also says some stuff like some sexual things, like, and I'll do the things how you like it or whatever. And it's like that's creepy, that's horrifying. He's speaking in your language in a way that your husband would speak to you. Yep. It's very horrifying, and it's like your husband.
And this is also when we come to the point here where we think, that Grace is. At this point, I knew that Grace was going to be the weak link.
See, I didn't think she was going to pull what she pulled, though. That was crazy what she does.
Well, they all start. She starts freaking out and yelling at Smoke. "You're the big war hero. Well, come on, I don't see you doing nothing. Let's go." And
I forgot to mention. We also learn. He does say to the crew. He says, we will leave if we get Sammy. If you give us Sammy."
And Sammy was like, "Okay."
But Delta,
no, you ain't doing that.
That's why I love Delta specifically, because Delta has fallen in love with this kid because he's another blues aficionado, and he sees himself in him. He's like, no, and I love that scene earlier where he's like, "The devil's been coming after me a long time. Yep. He's gonna have to go through Delta Slim before he gets to you or anybody else in this place."
Yep. And
so he's like, "Nah, I ain't taking that."
And after this point here, they all start getting prepared. They're like, "Well, we gotta get the fuck out of here somehow." They're sharpening stakes, they're breaking chairs, and they're trying to figure out anything in any way they can do.
Yeah.
And this is where Miss Chow, her tantrum, and she starts screaming at Smoke. And that's when they start knocking at the door, banging on the door, like, "Let us in, let us in." And she just screams.
And they're singing a song too.
Yep. And she screams, "Come on in!"
And that's what I love too, because it didn't even have to be that audible because they're singing. There's like a lot of noise happening, like they're screaming and stuff. But she says even with a muffled mouth, but just the fact that she said those words and he could hear it, they're allowed to come in.
And we have a bit of a battle. Well, actually, before this, Annie also made Smoke promise.
Oh yes. She says that because she also, again, from her perspective, what she understands is you are stuck here on this earth, basically like without your soul is like kind of the idea. Like you're there, like your memories are there, but like the part of you that is really you isn't there. So like you are still you, but not really, And she's like, and also I guess from her understanding, she says like you won't be able to move on. So I don't know if even if you die, you go to heaven or hell.
But you don't move on. I mean, she'll never be able to see her child again.
Exactly, and that's what she wants.
Yeah.
So she makes Smoke promise to if she gets bit to kill her.
Yep.
In the heart.
And this is through this whole because she's throwing bones in it, and when she makes him promise this, she evidently had seen something when she's doing her.
She read something in the.
Not good. This is fucking not good. This is when she makes him promise. So we have the battle that ensues here. I mean, it's just.
I love to because like you see everybody else freaking out, and Grace looks determined because I do think her one goal, which she accomplishes, I think her one goal was to kill her husband so that he could move on. He could move on.
Yeah, and she does. I mean, she jumped. They both burned the fuck up.
That cut when it cuts back to them still burning and she's on top. I'm like, oh man, that sucks. That'd be a bad death. Bad way to get it.
But I mean, she caused it. She's the one that said, "Come on in."
Yeah, for sure. But also, again, I understand where she was coming from because they did threaten her daughter. So I get it. I understand.
Yeah, jumping the gun a little bit there, I guess. Women. But the battle ensues. I mean, there's people dying left and right. A lot more fucking humans are dying, obviously.
They are doing some vampires though.
They're taking out some vampires though.
It's funny because Sammy he just uses a gun the whole time, and obviously it's not killing them, but it is making them step back and knocking them out at least for a second. And then that's when we get the moment where Stack is the one that ends up biting Annie.
Yeah.
And this is what the strange thing to me, which I is the part of me where I'm like, I don't fully I don't think that Annie is 100% correct in the fact that they're not 100% them. Just because when Smoke finally does it, he's having his hearty goodbye, he's sad, and he finally stabs her. Both Mary and Stack, the vampires, freak out.
Well, I think they freak out because she was supposed to be part of their family, and that was the key to bringing Smoke in. And now that he killed her, like, there's no fucking way we're gonna get Smoke.
I guess, yeah, you're right. That too. But I think they also were both just hurt because they loved her and they wanted her to be part of their family.
Yeah, it was all they wanted everybody. They wanted everybody there.
Yeah,
to be in their family, and this kind of ruined things for them.
Which is interesting. I was just like, because that's why I like too. Because from their perspective, they're not doing a bad thing. They're making you live with them forever, basically. Yeah. Like they're making it so that you guys can live forever with us as a family, and we can be together forever. Which, it's a nice sentiment, but I don't want to be an undead. I want to be able to wake up and drink my coffee out on the porch and not burn and die.
Yeah, that's always nice. Burn and die.
And so things are getting real bad. Vampires are pretty much kill everybody. So we have, I believe we got Smoke, Dope Slim, Sammy, and Pearline. And they're running upstairs. By the way, we don't see this per se, but we do know Mary escapes. Mary runs out. She's gone.
Yeah, and that's a surprise toward the end.
We do see Mary escape. We don't see Stack escape, but we do see Mary leave. So Mary's gone, and so they're going upstairs, and Delta Slim is like, all right, y'all run out, get out of here. I'm gonna basically take about as much of them as I can. And he breaks a glass bottle and he cuts his vein, like his artery in his arm. So that way they will attract towards him. And he goes out like a G, man. Hello. Wait, hold on.
Hello?
Hello, hello.
All right.
All right. We're back in business.
We're back. Thank God for editing.
Yeah, sorry about that little mishap, but we're good.
So, what were you saying?
As I was saying, poor Delta Slim decided, as he said earlier, he was going to let the devil get to him before it got to anybody else. So while everybody's running upstairs, he decides to, he grabs a bottle of wine or whatever, cracks it open. Or I think probably the Irish beer. Shit, he was getting just so drunk on tonight. He opens up one of his arteries in his arm, and he just gets the vampires to come to him. And he dies a horrible death because while they're upstairs fighting off Remick, you can hear screaming downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
And they're clearly just eating him up. And I'm like, man, he went out like a G, though. He went out like a G.
Yeah,
I mean, he's the reason Sammy's alive, most likely.
Yeah, and then we go up to them running upstairs with Sammy and Smoke and Perline. I lost my screen here because I had to restart what people's names are. But this is when Perline bites it, or actually doesn't bite it. She gets bit.
Yeah, Remick comes in. But it's so funny, too, because I guess their plan was to just jump off of the barn, the second floor, because they opened that barn door to just jump out. But Remick is there because he can, fly or jump high or whatever he can do. He gets up there and he immediately bites Perline.
Yeah, and I think their original plan, I think Delta was supposed to blow something up. Didn't he have the place was already on fire because what's her face? Grace,
yeah, because Grace,
she threw that Molotov and it got swiped to the side. So the place was already on fire. I think they were going to jump out and lock all the vampires in there while the place burnt to the ground. Is what I was assuming.
Yeah, I mean, burnt to the ground. Like, it only gets a good portion of it, but it's still there by the end.
Yeah.
Mostly.
And, this is the scene. Well, we see Sammy jump out. And
yeah, because Perline just says go. Perline just says leave.
Yeah, that's a big drop there, man.
I will say that I know that wasn't intentionally meant to be funny, but I laughed just because I did not realize how far of a drop that was going to be.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I thought he was going to be okay. And then, and he busts his ankle or something.
Yeah.
He has the, kind of shuffle.
And then this is the scene we have where Stack
gets
trying
the
to bite
smoke.
Smoke.
Yep.
He keeps trying to bite him and he can't. And this is, we don't know
how that ends. Yes.
Of the two brothers there. We just know that Smoke gets out. Eventually, because Remick is head towards Sammy. Yeah, Sammy's out in the lake. Sammy breaks his guitar over Remick's head, and that big silver plate goes into his head. And an interesting thing is when this happens, all the other vampires are screaming and grabbing their head.
Yes,
they can feel that. And I at first I thought that Sammy was then going to take the head of his guitar and stab him. Didn't happen.
Which is funny too, because when they showed that guitar, that silver piece, I was very impressed that was real silver. I thought that was going to be like some aluminum fake crap, but that was real silver. It was. I mean, he heard him.
Yep, did. And
oh, by the way, we just a little because it's going to come up in a minute. That guitar, Stack earlier said that they had won it off of Charlie Patton.
Oh yeah,
who's a big blues legend. So they were like, he was like, oh, that's awesome. So yeah, he hits him with Charlie Patton's guitar, or what he thinks is Charlie Patton's guitar.
Yeah, and then he's about ready to get killed by Remick because although it hurt him, it didn't kill him.
Yeah. And this is when he's looking very monster-esque. His eyes are insanely red. His nails are like really long.
Claws, yeah.
Yeah. So he's looking more monster than human at this point.
But then we have the kill shot.
Yeah, Smoke gets it right through his heart and back from the back.
Yep. And
everybody else also feels that. They're all on the ground screaming, freaking out. And of course, Smoke is holding Sammy up in the water, and right at that moment, the sun starts to rise.
Yep. Sun starts to rise, and everybody, all the vampires there that were outside, burnt up.
Catch flame.
Now, I gotta say, I know that this was at this point in the movie, they're kind of like, well, we got to get this shit done. But it was kind of a cheap way to kill everybody real quick.
Yeah, real fast. Yeah, I get it. But it's also one of those things too where it's like, I do wonder, because they all obviously immediately burn, but is it even worsened by the fact that he's also feeling the pain, that they feel even more pain than they already would have? Because they're also feeling the pain from the silver in the head, the stake. Like, they're feeling all that plus burning.
Yeah, they're gonna feel more. Yeah.
So
Think about it.
they're definitely all definitely all dead. And it's a really cool effect. Whenever Remick is burning, like they're all on the ground, just burnt corpses. And his specific effect, he turns into like a fiery. Well, first he turns to ash, but then the ash goes into like a fiery tornado that just goes into the air. It's like, Jesus, that's insane.
It was a pretty cool ending to Remick.
Yeah.
And
he clearly got that because he was like the alpha. He was the red-eyed alpha. Like, that's why his death was special.
And then this is where Smoke is like, here's the keys, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, take the car. Which just another earlier thing. Whenever him and Stack were driving, he does say to Stack, "Can I drive?" And he's like, "On the way back." And so he does drive on the way back, but he's alone this time.
Yeah. And that is when we see the part here at the beginning of the movie where Sammy gets to the church and he walks to his dad's church.
Yeah.
Right there. And then we go back to see what good old Smoke's up to. Because earlier they had made mention of the box or something. Like, you didn't bring the box in? Like,
yeah.
So
we forgot because he is preparing, because Remick, when he was talking about wanting Sammy, he tells him, this place you guys bought was owned by KKK members, and they plan on coming back after tonight to come and get y'all.
Yeah.
And they found that out because the one of the guys they got was a KKK member. He was part of that crew. So that's when he's like, oh, they're coming here. And so he's preparing, and he opens up that case, and you see the Tommy gun, and you see that
at first. No, we don't see the Tommy gun first. He pulls out a Barrett automatic rifle.
That's what it is. Okay, it's the rifle first that we see. Okay.
He pulls out the bar, and I'm like, oh man, hearing those things shoot. Oh man. But we don't see it, but he does plant. The Tommy gun does come in later.
Yeah, he plants it. Again, you could tell this man has gone to war, because it's not like he holds up in the house. He holds up out of line of fire, like towards them, but towards the tree line, so they wouldn't be able to see him at all. And he's just hiding there with the rifle, waiting for them to get there, pull up. Yep. And they do. Hog Dick or whatever his name is, with the rest of his Ku Klux friends pull up.
Yep. And we hear that Barrett automatic rifle start going off, and
people start falling, bodies start dropping,
and this Smoke rushes forward, and he pulls up. He had buried some other guns because the bar has used up all the ammo.
Yeah.
All right. So he pulls up this buried cache of a Tommy gun.
Yes, and that's he just go, dude. I love that, because you don't see, again, like you said, you don't see the Tommy gun at first, and then when he pulls that out, I'm like, that's awesome. He for sure stole that from Al Capone.
He had the at first it has a 100-round drum on it.
Yeah, and then he gets the other like thinner magazine. And he puts it in there. Yeah,
he goes through that 100 rounds.
Real quick.
And all that's left is would you call them hog nuts?
Hog ass, yeah. Well, right before too, there's a truck driving away. They're trying to get away, and he grabs a grenade, he throws it in there,
right in the window.
And because that though, yeah.
So he knows he's dying. He's like, well, and Andy says, "You want to hold him?
No,
put out that cigarette." But put out that cigarette and I'll let you hold him. I don't want him smelling like smoke or something like that.
I don't want that smoke to get on him. And I love that line because in my reading, I was like, she doesn't want him to end up like you, like how you are now as Smoke. Not the Moore brother, the person I fell in love with, the criminal Smoke. I don't want that smoke to get on him.
And then, he just shoots the hell.
Because he's going to get his baby and he starts begging for his life and he's like, that was the worst time to start talking, man. He was about to go to hold his baby and he just rips right through him. He's the rest of the ammo on him.
He's dead.
He picks up his baby,
and we make the assumption here.
Yeah, he dies.
Presumption, because he's actually holding his baby that he's dead as well.
Yeah,
sucks, but
at least he's together with his family.
Yep, and that's the end of the movie, or so we thought.
Because, dude, this might be my favorite way I've ever seen a post credit done. Because, again, it immediately cuts like it's hitting credits, but then right after the first like director credit, we see somebody playing blues on a stage, and it's an older guy.
We forgot earlier in the movie, Sammy had gotten scratched.
Yes, he got a scratch on his face. Yeah. I think Remick is the one who does it to him.
Yeah.
So he has a scratch on his face, and this older black man, blues singer on the stage, he has a scratch on his face, and so we just see this like short scene. He's playing. By the way, if you notice, his band is called Pauline or the Paulines.
Perlines. No, I thought
Perline.
The name of the club was called Perline.
Oh, sorry, that's what it is. Perline. Yeah, but that's just, I was like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. And this is like the 90s, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, it's like 92, 95, something like that. Yeah, it's in the 90s.
Because we have somebody come in and they say, there's somebody here that wants to see you, wants to talk to you. They say, you know him or whatever. He's like, yeah.
They say they'll pay money too.
Now, do you know who this guy is, right? Buddy Guy?
Yeah. I know he's a big blues legend.
Oh,
yeah.
He's fucking awesome.
Which is crazy that they got. I thought it was awesome that they got an actual blues player to play the older version of Sammy. I thought that was really cool. And also, this was his first acting gig as well. He did. I thought he did good. He played the character really well.
Then in walks Stack and Mary.
And man, I remember
90s outfit. 90s
yeah, dude, they were straight from the, especially his that sweater he was wearing, his haircut. I'm like, yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh. I remember
he's got the golden rings that say Stack. I love that so much. I'm like, dude, this is so 90s. But and dude, I loved it because immediately I was so worried. I was like, oh no, please, man. He went through all of that. But we find out that Stack was actually Smoke made him promise that he wouldn't go after
I'll let you live if you promise never to go after him. You let him live out his natural life.
Yeah. And he's like, of course, because again, this is the part where I'm like, they are still them, at least partially, because he was like, that's my brother, so I'm gonna fulfill that promise. And because he does love Sammy, like there's a part of him that's his little this is his cousin. And so they're there, and they're like, he's like, what do you want? And he's like, we hate hearing the fake. We want a piece of the real.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, do you still have it? And he pulls out the same guitar. He must have gotten it fixed up because it has the same, that's what I love too, because we find out obviously it isn't actually Charlie Patton's guitar, but to him it has emotional significance. A, because it was his cousin's, but B, it also comes from his family because it was their dad's.
It was his uncle's.
Yeah. And he obviously I think they just wanted it to mean something more to him than it did to them, because to them it was their abusive fathers. But again, it still means a lot to him, obviously, going through all that. And he plays the same song, I believe that.
Yeah, it is.
So
Run In or something. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, I can't remember the title, but yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, he plays good, and he still got it. I mean, it's anyway. I mean,
of course, yeah.
But then Stack and Mary get up and they're like, "We could always bring you with us if you want." It's like, no, had enough. He says a couple of things. That night before evening.
Well, yeah, he drops a couple hundreds on the table, gives it to him. He gives him a hug. They give him a hug because I also got the feeling that they have done this before. Like the reading to me didn't feel like this is the first time Sammy saw them in a while. Like I feel like he saw them maybe in the 70s or maybe in the 80s. Like I don't know. Maybe who knows? Maybe this is the first time he saw them since that night. But I do like the part where he's like, before they leave, he's like, before all the mess went down and the crazy part of that night, that was probably the best day of my life.
Yeah.
Was it the same for you? And he's like, yeah, it was the last time I saw my brother.
Yep.
Last time I felt the sunshine on my skin. And just for a little bit, just for a small amount of time, we were free.
We were free.
Yeah. And
therein lies the theme of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom.
Which Remick was offering them, but it was not a kind of freedom that you would want.
I mean, and now that the movie's done, there's so many aspects of the movie. They keep looking at the sky. The sky, and they say at the beginning, Smoke, I think, says he's looking up at the sky and he's like, "It's a beautiful day to be free."
Yeah.
And they're always they're buying this lumber mill because they got free man's money.
Yeah. And they want a little piece of themselves, like this little land that they can call their own.
Yeah. So the overarching theme that I see is concept of freedom.
Yeah. And that's also what's interesting too, because again, Remick, in his idea, he's also offering a form of freedom, but a freedom of escape of death, a freedom of
everything,
of a freedom of consciousness, like together. But that's what's also like, it is freedom in his ideal, but it also isn't, because when you become him, you are more him than, I feel like, yourself. You're more of everyone else.
Yeah, you're more of everybody. It's than you are of yourself.
Yeah, which that doesn't feel like freedom.
There's no singular person in that. There's no I. There's no self. It's us.
Exactly. Yeah, and to me that doesn't
mentality. Yeah.
Which is interesting, because they were also like, it's as again, you could read a whole lot of things into it, but it's just interesting because the juke joint, that was also in us. That was in us of community, but it wasn't, it wasn't symbiotic. It wasn't overreaching each other. It was like blues. It was like jazz. It was coming together, not forcibly, which is what Remick wanted.
Yeah, and that whole, I don't know, that whole hive mind mentality thing is not it's not freedom.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Not at all. So,
because you don't have freedom of individuality. You don't have freedom of choice, really. You're still you're stuck in hive mind. But which is also interesting though, because now Stack and Mary do have that freedom because they don't have the hive mind to respond to. Now it's just them
too. Unless they start making more people, more vampires.
That's the thing. That's what's so strange.
Part two, I guess
they're not alphas because they don't have the red lights. So I don't know if they can even do symbiosis.
Maybe they can. Maybe they become an alpha once they start making more.
Yeah, but that's the thing too. We only saw them, so it made me believe that it's just them.
Yeah, right now, we'll find out in part two. They're going to make a part two.
Here's the thing though. Ryan Coogler has said he doesn't want to, so it makes me think if there's going to be one, it's going to be the studio making one with a different director. That's the thing. I don't know how I feel. Like Ryan Coogler nailed it. I don't think you could get anybody else to make this movie.
I mean, it'd be easy enough to make. I mean, just a different era, instead of the 23 or 32.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
It's up to the 60s or some shit like that. It'd be easy enough to do.
I definitely don't think we need to follow the same characters if they do make a sequel. I think it would just be interesting, a new setting.
No, I think it'd be interesting to see how Smoke and Mary, or Stack and Mary, are getting along.
That too, I guess that would be cool.
But maybe not the center, not the
Yes,
focus
yes, it would be cool to see them come in the story, see how they're going. But I would like to see a whole new vampire set come in. You know?
Yeah, but if Coogler's not going to be involved with it, and if the Warner Brothers is going to put one out,
Yeah, I don't.
Director.
Yeah, I don't want it either.
We know how that's going to be.
Yeah. We understand when it's studio interference. We've seen how movies come out.
Yeah. But that's it. That's Sinners from 2025.
No, it was this year. Yeah, 2025.
That's right. Oh, I'm fucking losing my mind.
This is definitely my movie of the year so far. I loved it. It's got everything honestly I could like in a movie. It's got great action. It's a horror movie. It's got very interesting period piece. Great actors, great music. There's nothing I can complain about. There's like, to me, when I watch it, I don't have a single complaint. Like, there's nothing I could complain about personally.
Yeah, I don't know so much that I have complaints, just
like nitpicks maybe and stuff like that.
I mean, it's not really a complaint. I mean, I like the movie overall.
Yeah,
it's a great movie. I thought it was great when I saw it at the theater when it first came out. And then rewatching it here, I thought it was great. I do pick up on a little bit more things. And I think for the most part, people out there are trained to find something to dislike about it, or like about it in specifics. You know, I like it overall as a movie because I think the storytelling about the characters in the beginning is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It builds them up good, and I think the twist with the horror and the unknown of the Irish vampire, I think it's an interesting twist. And I think that if they do something in the future in this universe, I think it'd be interesting to delve into Remick.
Yes, I was gonna say if Ryan Coogler, if I would like him to be a part of it, but I think it would be interesting to see him explore more of Remick's past, see where he came from, see maybe if there was a reason he was going after Sammy. Maybe there was a specific reason. We don't know. That'd be cool.
Interesting to see. I mean, it's to me, it's not a terrible movie, but like I was saying, I think that so much today we are, we're programmed by society, media. You have to find something you like or something you don't like specifically.
Yeah,
you got to stick to that. And I said early on, and I've said this for years, when I'm going to see a movie, I shut everything out, and I want to be entertained.
On the merits of the movie itself, not on outside think pieces, not on what people want the movie to mean or whatever. It's just what the movie gives you in entertainment and in
at the time
in value. Yeah.
And now, when I have to podcast about it, I do look into it more. And
of course. Yeah. And you start that's why I like doing this podcast. Because like we will watch a movie like I'm trying to think. Like that what's the that one Christmas movie with the Santa Killer Santa?
Oh gosh, they're remaking it now.
I know, which I'm interested to see.
I can't remember. Now I can't even think the name.
And we've literally done it for this show. But anyway, we can watch a movie like that, which is, again, it's very campy. It's very of its time. But even then, as a podcast, you have to delve into it. And you can see things that, honestly, you probably didn't think about the first time when you were watching it, which is why I like doing the show. It's just very interesting.
Yeah, and, watching a movie for entertainment's sake, I mean, just to be entertained, I think there's a lot of people that just don't do that anymore. They go to watch a movie and they specifically go in to watch for a reason to either nitpick, tear something about it.
Some people go in just to hate it. Some people just go in because they specifically love that thing and they'll love it no matter what. So it's like, I agree. People come from both sides. I mean, people come from all different angles.
If you go to watch a movie and it turns out being the worst movie you've ever seen, the new Jeepers Creepers,
or the new World of Worlds.
I went into those movies thinking, man, let's check them out. They may be cool, maybe all right. I was wrong, but I think to me that's the fun part of going to see these movies, because you don't know if you're going to be entertained or not.
Yeah,
And if you dislike it, you dislike it because they didn't entertain you. You know, all in all, I think Sinners was a great movie.
Yeah,
I'll watch it again. I've
I
already
will
seen
say
it twice, so I definitely watch it again.
one caveat in your rule is anything Jared Leto in automatically sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Anything that man is in
I
automatically sucks.
I tried to give Morbius a shot.
Nah, I'm sorry, man. It's just the moment they cast it, dude. The new Tron Ares movie. I love Tron Legacy. I love the Tron Uprising animated series. I was excited for this movie, and then they announced Jared Leto as the main guy, and I was like, damn it. They have 9 Inch Nails doing the album. You know how awesome that album's gonna be, but no,
I've heard some of the music from it.
it sounds cool. We got Jared Leto.
I think he looked good as Morbius. He just didn't act good as Morbius.
Yeah, no, not at all. He didn't even have the vampire accent. I wanted the vampire accent.
Oh. I don't know. That fuckstick. He messed it. Morbius.
But anyway, if you want to see a real vampire movie, fuck that Morbius shit and go check out Sinners.
Oh, yeah, Sinners. That's right. But that's it. That's all we got for you this evening, even though we had some hiccups a little bit.
Yeah, sorry about that.
We are episode number 1 of season 4. Welcome back.
Yeah.
You'll hear once I edit and I do all the stuff in here, you hear the new theme song for season 4 as well. It's metal, baby.
We couldn't come back on a better episode with a better guest, moi.
We got some interesting stuff coming up here in the near future. We're doing Creep Show 1 and 2. I got Night of the Comet coming up. I have what's that? The Creature of Boggy Creek coming up.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Boy, I got some, and this Halloween's coming up, and we're ramping up this for our theme this year. Last year was vampires and kind of fell flat because work, but this year it's zombies. So we're gonna be doing a bunch of zombie movies.
This might be the year we do Train to Busan finally.
Possibly.
Yes,
Possibly.
we need to.
Thank you for watching. Check out the podcast for awesome horror movie coverage and more. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Hit that little bell too.